Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's been a few days since we've had a podcast. Just took a little break. Black Hat Commentary. We're talking politics and culture. So if you're not interested, please stop watching now. But lots of good things to talk about in terms of the president was acquitted. He had an outstanding State of the Union address. And things are going remarkably well. One of the things I want to pick up on is there was a report that came out recently that for the first time in 3 or 4 years, the life expectancy of Americans is increasing. And Andrew Klavan on his podcast picked up on this. And I think it really is. It's a good sign. We live in a land of unbelievable prosperity, but in an economic downturn, it's very easy for people to get despondent, to fade into drugs, and to contemplate suicide, both of which are very sad and terrible and unfortunate realities that can affect people. So the fact that that's changing, I think, is a great sign. It's probably not a big increase, but it's a sign of a change in a different direction. We live at a time of unbelievable economic prosperity, a time of relative peace, and all those things you would think would contribute to the explosion of the high society, but we're at a stage now in our historical development where we're kind of frayed at the ends. We're pulled off in a lot of different directions. Less and less holds us together as Americans. And part of that is because the left is all about division and grievance mongering, like the 1619 fiasco, where they want to say the real founding of the United States is when the first slave was brought to the United States. And that's just a joke. It's a terrible reality. And to believe that's what defines us as a nation or you as an individual. Because here's what people on the left think. The worst version of you is the truest version of you. I mean, isn't that what they think? And the only way to atone for that is to accept that that's the worst version of you, and then you can believe their gospel, and their gospel of submission. Whereas I'd rather go with the gospel of conversion and believe that the worst version of you was who you were, not who you want to be. But anyway, President had a great State of the Union. It was outstanding. He didn't even mention impeachment, which I think was a very wise thing to do. And he just talked about all the good things going on in the United States. Probably for the first 40 minutes, he talked about how good things were, and they are. Economic prosperity to lift people from poverty is a tremendously good thing. Because again, we want people to get to a state where they can be participants in charity rather than recipients in charity. You will always have the poor with you, as our Lord said, but we'd like less of them and less of them if possible. Because some of the poor you always have with you are people in genuine needy cases, people with real disabilities prevent them from making a livelihood. And those are our poor. But if you're able and capable, you should be on the track for lifting yourself out of poverty and dependency to, independence and freedom. And that's a good thing. That is not a bad thing. It should not be maligned. President also gave the Medal of Freedom, is that what it was, to Rush Limbaugh, which was outstanding. That Rush Limbaugh has done a great service to this nation in terms of political discourse. It wasn't perfect. He's got a long career, so I'm sure he said some things off center at one point or another. Like AOC accused him of being a racist. I don't think Russ is a racist. Might he have made bigoted comments in the past? Of course. See my earlier podcast on bigotry. Everybody's got bigotry. Question is how much does it run your heart, and how much does it come out of your mouth because of your thoughts that are bigoted? Anyway, things are good. Thank God, and then seek to be converted and lead a good life. That's what really should be on our radar, is that these good times should lead to a better improvement for ourselves and all our relations.